Welcome to the second Fractured Kingdom weekly update. I am your host and game designer Dave Silva, and I wanted to start off by talking about the cover art that we used for the demo copies of the book. And that's this. This is the Cross of the Redeemer. The Church of the Redeemer was originally the Church of the Reclaimer that was born out of the Great War, and they led this event called the Purge, which ended the Great War but plunged the Earth into a second Dark Age, or a modern Dark Age. And it wasn't until years later that the world finally recovered. And this is why in Earth 2202 we have such a distorted view of history. We don't really understand because a lot of our records were destroyed during the Purge. And that's part of the making of the world that we presented. The reason why I wanted to bring up the Church and the Purge was so I could talk more about this week's update, which is a series called Nothing Wasted, where we discuss different elements of role-playing in general. And this week's focus was on background elements or window dressing, setting elements that may not directly apply to the story that you're running, but help to create a better worldview. Now, the example that's given talks about food shortages, specifically opening up new farmland in one part of the world, people exploring new agriculture technologies, and all of these things playing into eventually running a story where the price of food goes up to intolerable levels and riots breaking out. And while those earlier elements, those background elements, may not have applied to your characters, the riot certainly does. And when it happens, you have all these background details to kind of draw you in. So I encourage you to take a look at these articles. They're not just specific to the world of Fractured Kingdom. They talk about how to use contacts in different ways, how best to bring out your background skills, things like that can be used in any game. The other thing that I'd like to announce is our first stretch goal, and that is if we hit $3,500, what we're going to do is we're going to create a additional part of the website that includes a full character generator and a database to store characters that people can come in and view your character online or use a mobile device. So we think this is a really cool stretch goal, and actually just a really cool tool for gaming in general. We know that Fractured Kingdom is a new game system, so we're hoping that by giving you this character generator, we make it much more accessible to everyone at any stage in their role-playing career. First-time gamers can just jump on the website, kind of play around with it, see what they've got, and then share their creations with other players. So I encourage you, please tell your friends, get them involved. This Kickstarter can't happen without you, and again, I thank you for backing this project, and we'll talk to you again in a week.